Hello, Westchester. Producer Paige Elliott here, hosting this week's episode of Sports Talk Live at Westchester University. We hope you enjoyed last week's episode of the show and possibly had a chance to attend a game around campus to show your support. Today, we'll be covering the Rams football team as they head into playoffs, and we even have two players joining the show with us. We will also cover the men's and women's basketball team. As we do every show, we will check out the Eagles and also check out the Sixers. So let's talk some sports. Let's begin by welcoming, we have star quarterback Sean McCartney and also defensive end Demrick Cook in here with us. So thank you guys for coming to the show today.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. Now, starting off, Sean, you guys had a big disappointment when you guys played Bloomsburg. You guys were 9-0 going into the game. How you lost the game? How do you feel about that game? How did you guys recuperate? How did you guys, gather everything and get back together?
I mean, that game hurt a lot. It was the PSAC East Championship, so we really wanted that. But what Coach Juan just told us, got to come into the next game, just put that behind us. We beat Clarence, now we're in the playoffs, so that's all that matters. And now that we're in the playoffs, records don't matter. Everyone's 0-0, and we're just going to work on trying to get to that national championship game.
Well, Demrick, speaking of, heading towards the national championship, this past weekend, you played Clarion. You came into the game. What was your game plan for Clarion? You guys needed to win this game to, get a playoff spot.
Well, we got away from our game when we played against Bloomsburg. We kind of played their style game, let them control the game. So when we played Clarion, we decided we had to get back to our football, how Westchester Golden Rams play football, and we had to attack and be an attacking team offensively and defensively, and that's how we got our game back.
Okay.
So we can get to national playoffs.
And Sean, you went 23 for 35, throwing for 315 yards and 3 touchdowns over the win against Clarion. But against Bloom, you threw the ball 10 times less. Now, my question for you is, do you feel like the team is more successful when they throw the ball?
I mean, we have a great running back, great O-line, so I'm not going to say that we're more successful when we throw the ball, but we're a well-rounded team.
Right.
We have one of the best running backs in the nation, so, I mean, It's not a bad idea to turn around and give him the ball a few times. So, But like you said, Deli's one of the best running backs in the nation. He keep giving him the ball a lot. Does open up the throw. So I mean, but like I said, we're a well-rounded team, and can't really say that if we threw more, we'd be more successful. So
now, speaking of playoffs, you guys Sunday you found out that you're going to play AIC for the first round of playoffs. They have a similar record, compared to you. They're 9-2 as well. Dem, how do you match up to them going into this game?
Well, I think we match up. I think we got the better half of the matchup. They're pretty good up front. The offensive line's pretty good. The quarterback's he's mobile, but I mean, I feel like we have the better edge. We're all around team. We have good offense, good defense. So it's going to be a good game. There's no scrubs in the playoffs.
No scrubs.
They had to do something to make it to the playoffs.
Right.
So we're not taking nobody lightly. We're not looking past anybody, but I think we have the upper hand against them. I'm confident.
Confident.
I'm stopping nothing less.
You didn't want the PSAC ring. You wanted the national championship
ring. I'm not
ring.
stopping nothing less than Florence Alabama.
I support you guys. Well, taking a minute real quick, I want to say Ram of the Week is Rondell White, okay? So Rondell had an incredible game. He had 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. He broke his own single rushing record. He has now 1,626 rushing yards on the year. Last year he rushed for 1,548, so he definitely, did a great job with that. That gives him 19 touchdowns for the season, breaking his old record of 18 since 1967. He's 35 yards shy of reaching the all-time record set at 4,008, set by Derek Price in 1990. And this Saturday, Deli is looking to become the all-time leading rusher of Westchester history. I mean, that was a mouthful to even say all that. He broke so many records. He had a great career here. Well, thank you guys for coming on to the show. I wish you guys the best of luck. Tell us about the game this week. What is it home? Why don't you tell the camera, Dem, invite them to the game.
Well, we play IC this week, 12 o'clock at the Farrell Stadium. We would love to support guys. You guys didn't come out to the Clarion game. I'm not going to take it to heart. But, we're in the playoffs, so crowd support is big. Home field advantage.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys come out. Cortland is on the football team as well. So everybody make sure you guys are there at 12 o'clock. I'll be in attendance. So please make sure you come show them support. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Switching over to the hard floor, our men's basketball team got its second consecutive win against Philadelphia University, winning 90-82. Eddie Mitchell had a game-high 23 points, and Shannon Givens, who was also one of our prominent senior standouts, had 22 points. So, Paige, what did you feel about the game?
Well, first of all, it was overtime. You know, this was a huge game. They were trailing the last 14 minutes of the game. They were down, and then last 8 seconds of the game, Corey Blake hit a three-pointer, tied it up. They won in overtime. Boom, that's big right there. Then you had Eddie Mitchell, like you said, he had 23 points, but Eddie had 10 of his 23 points in overtime.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was key, and he came off the bench. He didn't start.
Yeah.
So that was big. You know, Eddie is a big player. You know, for Westchester, this is his first year here, so he's able to play. So you know that was key. But I mean, the rotation for the guys, you know, they're constantly. They have new starters the last 3 games.
Right.
Nothing has been consistent. The only thing that's been consistent, Eric Franz as the big and Corey Blake.
Right.
The guards constantly switch up.
Yeah.
But Blair has so much talent on his team that he can do
I have a question for you. So what do you think? Who do you think is that's going to be the go-to guy here at Westchester? So the game is going on online because I feel like last year it might have been senior John Breeden. But, you know, with him leaving, you know, somebody has to step up. Somebody has to fill his shoes. And there's going to be games where it's going to come to the last second.
Well, so I think it's hard because John Breeden and Carl Johnson, they were go-to players on the team.
Right.
And since they're gone, you know, somebody had to step up. I'm going to say Troy Hockaday. I'm going to say Troy is a game changer. I think when Troy's hot, the team's hot. I think when he's motivated, the team is motivated. And being the captain on the team, as well as Corey Blake is the captain and Shannon Givens is the captain. But with him being the captain, I think it can go far.
Yeah, and
what would you say?
I kind of feel Troy, but I'm more leaning towards Eddie.
Okay.
Eddie Mitchell, I feel like he has a Division I experience transferring from Rider University.
Absolutely.
And I feel that he can carry that over to the Division II level. And he's hot. He's doing good.
He's doing good.
I would like to see him maybe come out, be a starter, but, you know, that's Coach Blair's, you know, game plan and strategy.
They have a game this Wednesday, but to talk about it and invite you to the game, Troy Hockaday, senior captain, you know, give a little message. So, Troy, take it away.
My name is Troy Hockaday from the Westchester men's basketball team, senior captain. We have a game against Cheney on Wednesday, 5:30. So everybody should come out and support us. It's a big rivalry game. It's always a great game. So continue to support us throughout the rest of the season.
Well, thank you, Troy. Now, we talked a lot about basketball, so let's switch it over to the women's sports. So, Paige, how about the women's basketball team?
Well, the women's basketball team, they had the Carol Ekman annual tournament that happens every year. They played it. It's like the opener of the season. Right. They played it this past weekend. They started off with a win against Shepherd University. Right. Brittany Szynski, you know, leading scorer. She was, you know, had a huge freshman year last year. Brittany Szynski, right. You know, she's definitely one of them players that she's the go-to player on the team. Then they had another game on Saturday. And this is the game that kind of eats me a little bit because I was at the game, you know, I supported my girls, and they were winning the whole game. It was just like fundamentals. They lost that game, by the way. Kendall Benavie definitely, you know, had a big time game. She's rebounding. She's putting up points. Definitely big for Westchester.
Well, I was outside the game, and one of the things I picked up is that Westchester is missing. They do have strong guards, but I feel like they're missing the most important piece to the team, which is their point guards. They're missing their star point guard, Tiffany Johnson, and also one of their incoming freshmen, Portia. She wasn't cleared, so unfortunately. So I feel like without your point guard, your quarterback to facilitate the team and, you know, lead them to the direction, it's a huge void that you have to fill.
It's huge.
And, you know, without that, it's going to be a struggle for like Westchester going on for the rest of the season, not having that point guard, that dominant point guard to, you know, coach the team.
There's a lot of games to be played, so I think they're 1-2 right now, and we'll look forward to see what goes on for the rest of the season. Well, before we get into Philly sports, we had one of our field reporters, Samir Rosenfeld, talk to some fans around campus to see how they felt about the Eagles and the Sixers season so far. So, Samir, take it away.
How do you feel about the Eagles' recent win over the Redskins?
I was excited, man. It's good to see some Philly pride, you know. I was scared, though. I thought that was going to definitely be a loss. But RG3's knee, that's all I could say the most. So I predicted that they was going to get that win for damn sure.
When Michael Vick is able to play after his injury is healed, do you think that Nick Foles should still start over him or Barkley?
Definitely. I think Mike Vick, he's getting old now. You know, he's not going to really be able to adjust to a new system as well as somebody who's, you know, coming into the league trying to find his own. So I think it's for the best benefit for the Eagles to keep it pushing with new players, new talent. I take Nick Foles over Vick.
And what do you think of Chip Kelly's system?
It's amazing. I love the way they're spreading the ball around. Usually, I'm used to seeing the Eagles throw to one primary receiver. Seems like everybody's sharing the ball. It's successful so far, and I like a fast-paced game, so of course I'm gonna like that, you know.
And do you think that the Eagles will make the playoffs?
I hate the Giants, hate the Redskins, hate the Cowboys, so let's go Eagles, I guess. Let's go.
How do you feel about the Sixers' recent success?
I think it's pretty good. I was kind of hoping that they would do a lot worse, but I mean, it's okay. I kind of wanted them to tank and get Andrew Wiggins next year in the draft, but it's all right. I like to see him win.
And who do you think one of the top performers has been so far for the Sixers?
Definitely Michael Carter-Williams, their new point guard.
And do you think that this is going to be a good path for them in rebuilding or no?
No, I think they need to definitely tank this season and draft Andrew Wiggins or Jabari Parker next year.
Switching over to Philly sports, the Philadelphia Eagles got their first home win of the season against the Washington Redskins, moving them to #1 in the NFC East. So, Paige, did you watch the game?
I watched the game, and it was crazy because they have not won a home game since the Giants last year. I think they said it was 413 days.
A long time.
Since they won a home game. So I know the fans were crazy.
Right.
I can only imagine what the stadium is like because Philly fans get a little out of hand.
Yeah.
But I mean, so they won. They beat the Redskins. RG3. They didn't know what to expect with RG3 coming in because last time it was his first game that he played when they played them in the first game of the season.
Right.
So this was, he had some experience now, and they didn't know what to expect, but they got the job done. So I mean, they're #1, like you said, in the NFC. So I'm excited to see where they go with this.
Right, and the Eagles moved to 6-5 on the season, and one of the things that impressed me about the Eagles were their defense. The defense had a very they struggled in the beginning of the season, but I feel like they cracked down on the Redskins. They held RG3 to only 56 yards in the first 3 quarters.
Right.
And I don't know if you watched it, the game kind of got a little out of hand
at the end. at the end of the game, you thought because Eagles were killing in the beginning.
Right.
It was like to 0.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Eagles let up at the end. They always do that. It's like something about the end of the game.
Yeah.
Foles is doing well. He threw. It was 298 is what he threw this past game. 298 yards. So I mean, why not go with who's the hot hand?
Right.
They say Vic is the starting quarterback, but I mean, Foles is that guy right now.
Yeah.
I mean, no interceptions. He's breaking records. I'm with Foles. Who are you with?
I'm more of a Vic fan.
You're a Vic fan?
I'm a Vic fan. I feel that Vic can give the Eagles a more of a threat again in the postseason.
What's he threatening, Court?
He's threatening a lot of defenses.
What's he threatening?
He's a hard matchup. You never know with Vic.
Because he can run. That's the one thing he runs. He runs the ball.
He's very accurate on the run.
Okay. How many interceptions is he throwing? Is he fumbling the ball?
He is, but
Foles isn't. Okay.
But the thing with Michael Vick is he's very experienced. He's been doing this since I believe 2005.
Well, one thing I keep thinking about is Chip Kelly has a new system. He has a lot of young guys. New energy. Foles. New energy. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not saying Vic. I like Vic. I'm just saying I think maybe Foles isn't a bad look for the Eagles.
Right. But
all I'm saying.
New energy, I say more experience. Who's going to get you to the promised land? And that's Vic.
We will agree to disagree.
We're going to agree to disagree.
Moving on a little bit
Right.
to the Sixers.
Right.
Now, the Sixers started out hot. In the
Very
beginning of
hot.
the season. They started out hot. People didn't know what to expect. You had rookie guard Michael Carter-Williams came into the season, off of, he just breaking records from the beginning. Coming out, just killing automatically. And then you had people, Evan Turner stepping up this season. He's the leading scorer for the team. He's the veteran on the team. Definitely coming out here putting up big numbers.
Right.
And then these last couple games, they have lost.
Yeah.
They came out so strong, and then I think it's the last 5 games they lost recently. So it's pretty hard to see. They're on the road right now. They had 2 games that they just lost to on the road. They have a game tonight. Well, it's for filming. It's Monday, so they play tonight in Dallas. Hopefully they can come out, with this win. But I mean, if they don't win, that's 3 games on the road they lost in a row.
Yeah.
Like we said, Michael Carter-Williams is not played these last 3 games,
Right.
and
He's injured.
He's injured. He bruised his Achilles, so he hasn't played. So that's a big question. Is it him? Is his absence a problem? But then you have players, Tony Roten.
Right.
He stepped up. His first time he's ever stepped up and played for the Sixers, and he had a triple-double his first game in recovering. So you have people that are hidden talent for the Sixers getting to shine. You had James Anderson come out.
Yeah.
He put up 36 points, I believe, for the Sixers.
Yeah.
But then the next game, he wasn't consistent. So you never know. The Sixers are growing. Alrighty, well, thank you guys for tuning in for Sports Talk Live here. Make sure you check us out every week on YouTube and share our link on Facebook and Twitter as we bring you the latest sports news here at the university. Until next time, take it easy, Westchester.